Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome back to Realness with three S's. I'm your host here, Chantele Francis. And I have been trying to get this woman on my podcast for the last year. I've asked her many times to come on and talk to me, and I finally did it. My friend Dee is here to talk about Love Island USA Season 3, Episode 2. Dominique, how are you? And tell me what changed. Why did you come on with me today? And how is your Love Island experience so far?
Oh, I thought you just said how was your love experience. No, that's something else. Another topic, podcast. But yeah, I'm doing fantastic, Chantele. I'm doing fabulous. I hope you are too. And then I feel like I never really watched Love Island. Like this is a first for me. I watch all the other shows, guys. I love reality TV, but I feel like I have my shows, and as soon as one ends, the other one starts. And I'm like caught in this like routine. So I was just like, okay, yeah, Love Island. I don't know. And you know what? It's season 3. I haven't even watched. I hadn't watched a single episode. And you were like, "Oh, come on, watch it." And I was just like, "Yeah, watch it. Yeah." So I was just like, okay, let me just get into it, right? So I got into it. It's similar. It's kind of like a mixture of like a different shows that I watch already. So not bad, not bad. I don't know. I feel like when you have like your shows, you know what I'm saying? Like your shows, and you like it's like you gotta get on something different. So I tried something new.
Absolutely. I'm so happy that you tried something new. So, you said that it's pretty good, pretty good. Your current shows that you watch Ready to Love, The Bachelor, Bachelorette. Do you watch Temptation Island?
No, I don't watch Temptation
That's a
Island.
mess. You need to watch that. Oh my God. Last season, woo! It's another, hot people like testing their relationship on an island type shows. But this one for Temptation Island, it's 4 different couples that go and they live with like all the guys live with the single girls and all the women live with the single men, and like they go on dates and stuff like that to test their relationship, and at the end they decide if they want to stay together or not. So that's the premise of Temptation Island. So you should check that out if you have some time in your scheduling. But Love Island, to me, I started watching when season 3 of the United Kingdom version, the UK version, was out. So this was probably like 6 years ago or so. And so I just like fell in love with it. So I was like, oh my God, this is the best show I've ever seen in my life. And then I went back and I watched season 1 and season 2, and it usually has a lot of episodes, like 50 episodes. Like it's just like every day it comes on. You're just like, oh my God, there's so much content. It's so good. And so then I was up to date, and then I started watching season 4, season 5, season 6, and now season 7 in real time. So I loved the UK version, and then season 1 of the US was not good at all. But season 2 was very successful, and I won't spoil it because it was a really controversial season. Like it was groundbreaking. Like it was a really, really, really entertaining season. So I would definitely say if you have the time to go back and watch season 2, because you will enjoy it, I think. And now season 3, I think it started off with a bang. So what are your impressions of these first 2 episodes that you just kind of crammed into you? You never heard of the show before, really, or watched it anyways, and now you're coming in to see episode 1 and 2. How are you feeling?
Yeah, and you know what? Now that you're telling me about season 2, I remember it was like the proposal, and everybody was like, if he wants that woman, or it was just like the proposal. That's all I remember. But I feel like the people, it's just like one of those shows. There's hot people in bikinis and like hot bodies, like shirtless men running around and like try to like find love. And there's always like a reformed bad boy who's like, oh no, I'm looking for a relationship now. And then there's the girl who's just like, that girl, Shannon, she keeps saying, I don't want to keep all my eggs in the same basket. She said that numerous times. Like, I don't want to keep all basket. So okay, keep your option open, girl. And then so I like the like kind of like the twist. I absolutely love like when those 2 guys arrive, because I was just like, oh, they kept the spice. You know what I'm saying? Like the last little dash that you add to your meal, like last little dash. Here comes the spice. Like I feel like that's like I was just like, oh, okay, yeah, because It was, to me, I don't know if it happens all the time, but like when I saw like some of those guys, like no one stepped in. I was just like, oh my gosh, no, and this whole like I feel like we're in this whole culture of like pick me, but like I like the fact that the women had some kind of power where it was just like, okay, girls, like who do you like? And then no one stepped in. Like I guess they're not there, and the guys were like, oh yeah, yeah, it happened to me too. So I feel like like feel the way that we feel sometimes, and like men don't pick us, because usually I feel like right now we're expecting men to pick women. But I don't know, like this is 21st century, but yeah. So I thought that was quite interesting that like no one stepped to somebody's men.
I mean,
And
okay, that's something that's a regular trope of like this season. In the UK, they used to alternate it back and forth. So, like season one, say it was the women that were picking the men that came on, and then they flipped it for season two, and then the men were standing there. So they were going back and forth. But now it seems for the last couple seasons, it's been the women. So maybe they just have felt that like didn't work as well with the men standing there and deciding which woman they decide that they wanted to have. Like they probably thought it was maybe too sexist or too like just doesn't work very well as well. So that wasn't how it always was, which is also pretty interesting. We have Big Reg here. Hi, Big Reg. Big Reg is really liking the season so far. Way less duds than usual. Yeah, that's what I find with the US versions is that they don't usually cast as interesting people as they do in the UK. And this year it's all flipped. Like in the UK right now, the people that they cast, I'm not really that into. But in the US, I really actually am enjoying most of the people. So Dee, me and you, we've had our love journey. We're always trying to attract our ideal partner and whatnot, not in real life. Out of all the men that you've seen so far, and we can include the two bombshells that came in to shake things up, who do you find the most attractive?
I think it would be wait a second. It would be the last two spices for me.
Mm-hmm.
They're like yeah, like I don't know. Well, first I would have to know exactly how tall they are. I feel like they seem pretty tall, because height is a like I'm sorry, like height, like I'm 6'4" in heels. Like I thought I was 6'3" in heels. I'm 6'4" in heels. So height is always a big thing. I feel from what I saw, I feel like Cinco looks like he's really tall. And what's wait,
Will.
Will? He looked tall. He looked tall. Doesn't he look tall to you?
Watch them both be 5'7".
Oh my gosh. Yeah, like if that man is 5'7", like I don't know. But like I like the Latin flavor. Like it's not like it's Colombian. Like I just like I would look at him and I would be like, damn, oh my God. Like yeah. I mean, it's kind of weird. Like guys, I'm older, right? So it's kind of weird. I'm just like talking about these 20-year-old something man. But I mean, if I were younger, that's who I would go for.
Okay, and then okay, it wasn't the bombshells. Out of the people, the original guys in the villa, who would you choose? Who would you like? So there's Josh, Corey, Giovanni, Christian, and who am I forgetting?
Wait. Giovanni, Josh. Who we on? Who we forget?
We are forgetting Jeremy. Jeremy.
Oh no, not my type. I think sorry. I like when Cash was like, we need to put some meat on his bone, like literally. I mean, I feel like I could pick him up, So I feel like out of all these men, I feel like probably Christian, just because he's like just because the only reason
Christian? Wow. I thought I knew you.
It's because, but I would have to get him a haircut. That's it.
Yes.
Like that's the only thing. I'd be like, I think I'd probably offer, let me cut your hair. Like, let me do some, like the haircut. And then I don't know, like just because the other, I'm not feeling anything from the other ones. I'm not feeling absolutely nothing. Like The only thing that attracts me about Christian is the fact that he's like, oh my gosh, he's such a good guy. He's like, my parents were together. I can't remember what he said, but he was just like, yeah, like, I want a serious relationship. I don't know. It's just something about him. Like, I feel like the other ones are like the opposite. They're like bad boys. Yeah, I'm super comfortable, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm here with my muscles. And he was just like, even though he's a personal trainer, he was just like, yeah, like very easygoing and grounded. And
I think you're thinking of the wrong person, because Christian is the guy from Hawaii that's with Cash right now, and Jeremy is the guy with Trina.
I'm talking about Jeremy. Sorry.
Okay.
Like, whoa, that's why you were like, I thought I knew you. Okay, no, I took up. No, I mean, yeah, we're talking about Jeremy. Like the comment I had when you said Jeremy, and I was like, not my type. That's actually the comment I would say for Jeremy. Yeah, exactly. Like, somehow, even though they look very different, they look absolutely like. Totally
no, I know, but I mean, she just blew through all the both episodes like right now, so she hasn't marinated in all these people's names and relationships, kind of like we have for the last couple days. So we'll give her a pass.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it's just exactly. Jeremy, yeah, that him.
Yeah, no, that's it. It's like cut your hair, and I'm like, yeah, you cut Christian's hair because it has that blonde, those blonde bits at the like. That's you can cut that, but I'm like, I think she means Jeremy. Hilarious. Yeah, I think Jeremy would be the person as well that I would maybe want to pursue something with out of all those guys. I also really like Giovanni as I think he's funny. He's the guy that went down the slide.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I think I like him, but it's because of his personality. I don't know if looks wise if he's what I'm looking for, but I think that I would like hanging out and chatting and talking to him. You know what I mean? Okay, Big Reg, spill the tea here. What is the tea with Will and Kira? Please let me know.
This tea. Oh, I haven't. Oh, my mic. You can't hear me?
Oh no, not as well. I can hear you, but I'm wearing headphones.
Yeah, I'm speaking from my iPad. Sorry, guys. Let me just.
I'm sorry.
Let me just see. Sorry, I'm playing.
Hi, Naomi, though. Thanks for hanging out.
Settings. 1 second.
No problem. I'll get started then on chatting about this episode.
All right, cool.
Was she surprised? Oh, yeah. Everybody was surprised when you mentioned Christian as your person. That's so funny. Yeah. Everybody's like, what's happening?
Whoa. No.
N-O-N-O. Okay, wait. Where's this episode? Okay, so we'll just, while you're looking at your settings here, we'll just take a look at the beginning of this episode. So we start right off. So the bombshells are already in there, the two guys. Olivia is talking to the girls and saying, and I think that Cinco and Will are there as well, saying that she doesn't want to jump his bones. That's Giovanni, who she's partnered with right now. And Shannon says that Josh isn't her actual real type. She prefers someone with dark hair, dark eyes, and kind of Italian vibes, and pretty much describing Will when she's talking about her type here. And I think her type is pretty standard, everybody's type. Then you hear right to the boys talking with Giovanni, who's saying that him and Olivia are really good. So I'm like, oh man, poor Giovanni doesn't really have a good read on the situation. Olivia is not feeling you right now, and he thinks that they're on the right path. Okay, so Kira and Will, though, are really bonding over coffee. He wants to make a tea, and he's like, I have tea at night, but I drink coffee in the morning. And she's just like, her eyelashes are flirting or just fluttering because she's like, oh my God, he likes coffee in the morning. Oh my God, he's like my perfect match. How do you think Kira and Will are as a couple?
I think I saw sparks. I like them together. I feel like I really like them together. I feel like it would be like a very easygoing relationship. I feel like they're meant to be together. They kissed. They both felt sparks. I feel like, sometimes when you walk into a room and you feel like that that little instant attraction. I feel like that's kind of like what happened to them. They were like, ooh, ooh, look at this person. Ooh, look at this person. And then they were curious about each other. I felt like just a little bit like the bonding over coffee and tea. I was just like, okay, they have much more to say to each other than just like, oh my gosh, you like tea? Do you like coffee? Like, obviously. But like, I like them together. I think they're very cute.
Yeah, I wasn't really feeling Kira before. I didn't think that she had any substance, but I do like whatever spark they have of a relationship between the two of them. Okay, Big Greg, I did hear about this tea. Okay, so apparently Kira and Will know each other before on the show. He left comments on her pictures going back for 2 years. They deleted it now though. Yes, and that they've been like in contact, I believe, like with DMs and stuff like that. So I think that they know who each other is. And I don't know if this is the first time that they're seeing each other on Love Island, like in person, but I did hear that they have been in contact before. So that's interesting. So maybe they're going to try to win this game together because the winning couple wins $100,000.
You know what? Hey, why not? And I feel like sometimes when you're in your like when you're in the circuit and the reality TV show circuit, you probably audition for a lot of different shows, and I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you audition for this, you audition for that. Like they've crossed path probably like to audition for something else or to go for a casting. Like, yeah, like I'm not surprised that they knew each other. I think
Yeah.
I didn't check her Instagram, but she's probably influencer as well. Like he had a large following already, so
Very true. So Netha feels like Will and Kira might stick it together if no one steals them. I totally agree that they are going to try to win together. And they do seem to have that original chemistry. So it's not even going to be like, oh, I have to stay with this person to the end just to win. Like I think that they work. I think they work, and I hope that they are a lasting couple. I like seeing these relationships actually form and actually work. And Kira is feeling Will. And she's like, when she kissed Corey, she had no spark, but she has like this, like, she wants to kiss Will, and there probably will be more of a spark than with Corey. So, what am I talking about here? Banana noches. Oh, buenas noches. I thought it was really cute when Cinco and Will were getting into bed and they're saying like good night to each other, and I was like, buenas noches. And like, I'm wondering if Cinco, I know his real name is Melvin, but Cinco is his nickname because of his jersey. But I wonder if he speaks Spanish at all, or if he's just like knows like the bits and pieces of phrases.
I feel like he doesn't speak Spanish at all. I feel like he has like a couple of words that he uses on ladies. You know what I'm saying? Because we always like when a man speaks another language, especially Spanish. It's hot, it's sexy. I feel like he has like a couple of phrases that he pulls out, as game and stuff. But he doesn't speak it. I don't think so. I every time I look at him, I don't know for you, but I think of Reggie Bush. I just can't stop. Every time I see his face, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's Reggie Bush. Yeah.
So Cinco and Will are chatting, and Cinco is feeling Trina. So this is his first indication, is that Trina is somebody that he would be interested in. And they talk about Kira being a natural beauty, and that Olivia is very decisive. I was really hoping, though, I was like, I know that Trina is stunning, but I was really, really hoping for Cash to have somebody that had the confidence and like can see how gorgeous she is without wearing like her Tanya. Without wearing Tanya, she was able to, attract a man, and it takes a very confident man to be able to, like a model or something, like somebody that's really, really confident. And so I was hoping that one of these bombshells would be interested in Cash, because I don't want her to be on this show in this friend relationship with Christian. Like I want her to find love as well. And so when Cinco was saying that he was originally interested in Trina, I was kind of like, oh man, I wanted him to be interested in Cash.
I'm actually really happy of the way it turned out. And that he was able to see past that. And, even Trina admitted, she was like, we can't, it was more like sexual. And it was more like my type of man, like before, like I would have gone for him. But I feel like sometimes like you have a type that you always go for. You know what I'm saying? Like that type
Yep.
that you know that it's more like superficial. You
Right.
know, like if you're looking for something of substance, you're gonna have to go for something completely different. And I feel like she was able to recognize that and like, you're hot, but
You
and
might
yeah,
not be good for a
yeah,
relationship, like for a one nighter, but not for a relationship.
or
Absolutely. So Cash gets a text. So that's like one of the tropes of the show is I've got a text.
yeah.
And that's how they get communicated with as to what's going to be happening, whether it's a dumping or a challenge. So this time it's going to be their first challenge of the season. It is whistleblower. So they always have a challenge like this every couple of episodes anyways, where they dress up and they have to do something, kind of sexual or answering embarrassing questions, or when it gets later into the season, this one's the worst, is that they do Twitter, like who said this, who fill in the blank on like a Twitter response, and it's usually like not favorable or saying like, oh, so-and-so is playing a game, and then you have to put the name in. So they use it to stir up a little bit of drama. So this one, they're all dressed as aristocrats, and basically they had to see all the different wait, how did it work? Handy under the table. Oh, okay. So they had these different scenarios that one of the islanders has experienced, and they had to go kiss and dance who they thought was going to be the recipient of this one. So the first one is give a handy under the table. Jeremy thought it was Trina. Who did you think it was?
Give a handy under the table. Who did I think it was? I would have Shannon, right? Yeah, I think being like I feel like she was just like when she came out, like I feel like I would have been her, right?
I actually thought it was Trina as well. And so Trina was actually the correct answer. So Jeremy got it correct. And I think he liked that. She does say that she's a freak in the sheets. So
Yeah.
I'm always like, if it's anything a little bit kinky, I'm like, I think it's going to be Trina. Sex tapes. This one, I 100% thought it was going to be Shannon. And Christian thought it was going to be Olivia, but it was actually Shannon. So you probably thought it was Shannon here too.
Yeah, I think it would. Yeah, yeah.
$7,000 gift. Who'd you think that was?
That I didn't know. I was just like, who feel? I for sure not. I feel like not Cash or Trina, but I wasn't sure. Like I wasn't sure, but like and then
I was thinking Kira, because she was saying that she hadn't been in a relationship in a really long time, and that and she's just so gorgeous, and like her pictures on Instagram are so gorgeous. I wouldn't be surprised if she was like a sugar baby. You know what I mean?
yeah, because she's got the cutesy. Because it said like it was only like it was
Maybe.
like conversation. So I feel like it's true. Like she'd totally be able to be like, yay, okay, hello, bye. Like just conversation.
Right? Just young, cute. But I wasn't surprised who it was. So Giovanni chooses Cash, but it was actually Shannon who doesn't feel bad about it. And Josh kind of had a look on his face like, oh, am I with a gold digger here?
Yeah, no, totally, 100%.
But come on, I'd accept that gift too. Wouldn't you, Josh? Come on. So the high sex drive, Corey thought it was Kira, and it was Kira, which I was even more surprised about. She does not look like the person that would have the high sex drive.
No, she doesn't. I thought I thought it was Trina. Like honestly
me too.
thought it was Trina.
I did too. So hid in a cardboard box, which is so silly. Shannon chooses Will because she wanted to kiss Will, but it actually
same thing. I would have done the same. I would have picked the guy I want to kiss. Why not? I would have picked the guy I want to kiss.
Well, then she blew her cover though. She could have just gone up and been like, "Oh, I really thought it was going to be Will," and then "Oh my God, it's Will!" But the way that she at the end, she's like, "Oh my God, it really was you!" It really to me showed that she just went to kiss him and it happened to be her and she was surprised, not that she thought it was him. So I thought that she might have wanted to change it a little bit if she didn't want to make Josh feel a little bit bad.
Yeah.
Next up is sex with his girlfriend's best friend. It
I
was.
would,
Go ahead.
yeah. I thought I would have been like Giovanni. Like,
Oh. I think I would have thought it was Josh. He seems like the type of guy that, like, I don't know, he's just like so gets hundreds of girls because like he's almost really good looking. You know what I mean? Like he's this like pretty generic, nice smile, nice size, like hair, like nice body. He's just so plain that he just probably has girls throwing themselves over him, you know? And so I just assumed it was going to be him. But Kira thought it was going to be Will because she wanted to kiss Will. And she said she felt a spark.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'd feel a spark too with Will. He's very cute. And I guessed this one as well. Who broke the bed when having sex?
Yeah. I mean, what was his name? Reggie Bush. Yeah.
I knew it was going to be Cinco that had that answer. Like it's just so, of course.
I mean, look at his stature. Like he's like, I feel like he's the biggest out of all of them. Like it would have happened, had to happen to him.
So in the end, I mean, none of these games usually mean anything. It's just to have content and drama. So they tied and they went back to the villa. So the girls are chatting, and Kira is really staking her claim here. She's just kind of like, oh my God, I love him. Like, we're just so connected. Like, I feel so much more for him than Corey. She's not really allowing anybody to have a chance. She's like, got butterflies for Will. I really just think that she doesn't want any of the other women to, like, even come close to wanting to hook up with him.
Yeah, like, and he said the same thing. He said the word, I didn't know guys did that. I didn't know guys used the word butterflies to describe her feeling. But I feel like it may have been one of the producers that like, encouraged him to say something like that. Because like I was just like, really, dude, you did that? Okay. But I felt that was cute that they both felt butterflies or whatever, whether or not it's part of the storyline. So yeah, I'm happy about that.
So Shannon, though, is not putting all of her eggs in one basket. And I think that Shannon's used to being the hottest girl in any situation and all the guys are into her. And so I think that she's probably feeling a little bit of competitiveness with Kira here because, like, she wants to have the pick of the litter. Like, I think she wants to have control of all the men. And I don't think she likes that Kira might be staking her claim here.
I feel like she's the type of girl that like she likes to be like, oh, he picks me, but I'm not gonna pick him. Like those type of girls, like they always want to know, they always want to make sure that the guy's gonna pick them, even though they're not interested. It's just like it's like I don't know, it's like a status thing, like, oh yeah, oh my God, okay, yeah, like I win this anyways, no matter what, even though at the end I'm not picking you. So I feel like that's her thing.
That's totally her thing. I'm totally agree with you about that. Jeremy is talking about how he's more romantic. Oh wait, sorry, who's talking about that? Jeremy's more romantic. Who was saying this? Trina must have been saying, yeah. And Cinco is a little more sexual. You kind of already mentioned that. And so I would probably, if I was on Love Island, I would go with somebody that was more romantic because, like, you want to try to get a lasting relationships to get to the end to build like an emotional connection with so that you can win the game. If it's just a sexual attraction, that could fizzle as soon as the other hottie comes into the villa. So I would personally be putting my eggs in Jeremy's basket if I was Trina.
Yeah, which is exactly what she did. She'd be like, she was like, oh yeah, I feel it's more sexual. Like, you know when you see someone hot, like you see someone hot and you're like, damn, but you know, like that's all they are. Like that's just, there's nothing other than that. They're just hot. Like it's just like a hot body, a hot face, and that's it. Like she was able to like be like, sorry, buddy, I'm a pass, you know?
So Big Reg says Josh needs to run for dear life. Shannon isn't it. But Shannon could end up being a game player and wanting to get to the end and win. So she might tone it down a little bit when she realizes that she's not the hottest. Like she just settles down, you know?
Yeah, they're gonna bring some new girls for sure. Like they're gonna bring some, like I feel like they might bring someone that's like hotter and then just to like spice things up. And then you know how guys are, like when they see something new and shiny, like they want it. So like
Well,
it's
that's what they basically do. They go back and forth, like with like having bombshells come in and people come and take people on dates just to test all these relationships. And then the biggest test is Casa Amor, which happens probably in 3 weeks or so, where the men and the women are split up. And the women usually stay at the villa, and they have 5 brand new hot guys come into the villa and just like hanging out and dating for a few days. And then the men go to Casa Amor, where they have 5 hot women that go and test a relationship. And so it's all about like building bonds and testing relationships. But if you want to win, you end up having to be in the best relationship because it's the audience that votes for the winning couple. So if you're playing strategy, you can't be too annoying and shitty of a person. Like you do kind of have to find love that the audience is supporting in order for you to win the game. So
yeah.
So Ms. Love says Shannon is going to get bored with Josh and find him too clingy. Her head will definitely be turned because she is looking for a good time. True. Hi, Jaquan. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for joining. Thanks, everybody in the chat. You guys are bringing the questions and the comments. I love it. So Cinco right now is kind of debating between Cash and Trina. And Will is saying that he's not sure. And I'm like, okay, Will, you know you're sure. There's no you're not sure. Oh, this is because Shannon kissed Will in the competition. And so she was kind of staking her claim in there as well. But Kira's like, nope, he is mine. So I'm happy that Kira isn't backing down because Shannon could be a little bit intimidating, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Will tells Kira that he is attracted to her. And they have this whole like little meet cute, like, oh my God, I'm attracted to you too. And like I was waiting for them to kiss. Like, I was like, where's the kiss? The kiss better be coming. It never ended up happening. But she did say that she hadn't talked to Corey yet. So maybe because she's still in the coupling with Corey, they haven't officially had the talk saying that she wants to pursue something with Will. That's why they didn't kiss. But I felt there was a kiss moment that was there. I did.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Oh, yeah.
Trina and Cinco have a conversation, which was a really great conversation. And they were talking about like real things. You know, it was just nice to see her getting along and having like good vibes with Cinco. At one point, you know, I don't know if it was this particular conversation, but it might have been another one later. They were talking about love languages and how they like to interact with each other. And like, I love physical touch and I love like, you know, gifts and all this stuff. And I thought that it's real conversations. Like, I know you know about the 5 love languages. What did you think about them getting to this?
That's nice because I feel like when you're able to connect with a guy and right away be able to talk about these things, like it makes.
Oh shit! I said Trina and Cinco. I meant Cash. So I'm talking about Cash, but yeah. Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
So I feel like when you're able to connect with someone at a deeper level already, you're able to be vulnerable, to express, you know, let your guards down and talk about like real stuff, not just talk about, oh, what do you like to drink? Oh, what's your favorite color? Like, and stuff like that. Right. And then I feel like that's what made them bond. Like, you know, eventually, like, cause he was just like, yeah, like, you know, when you think about like values and stuff like that, were very similar. I think he said something similar to that, but like, yeah, it makes you bond emotionally at a deeper level. And I feel like that's the way to kind of like plant seeds for a long-term relationship or more, you know, like below the surface kind of relationship.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So the Trina conversation with Cinco, he was saying to her that she was his number one, but she hasn't talked to Jeremy yet. She hasn't like really spoken to him about the fact that like there could be potential because Trina did kiss him in the little challenge, and so this is where she realized that there's a sexual chemistry there, but he's saying that she's his number one at that point. And so I was still worried for Cash there because I was like, oh my God, I hope that she doesn't choose Trina and like Cash is still in this dumb relationship with Christian. But then after, that's when Cinco had the actual conversation with Cash, and they were just like, they're just vibing in a way that, as you're saying, is a little more a deeper connection, that it has more potential. But people are not feeling. Jaquan says, I don't expect Cinco and Cash to get along. Oh, didn't expect Cinco and Cash to get along like that. But it was good to see another side of her. Absolutely. I like seeing her bubbly and excited. And I think that she's more beautiful, in my opinion, without Tanya. So I think that
Yeah.
I think it's a good choice for her for sure.
Yeah.
RC said, "Hi RC. Yes, but Cinco's talking heads. He didn't compliment Cash's looks." Hmm.
I feel like, okay, so I feel like maybe he probably finds Trina, he probably finds Trina more attractive. But sometimes after having talked to someone, if you want to create something more meaningful, like you gotta be at some point like a man, like no matter how hot a woman is, if her personality is not attractive, if she has a really shitty personality, like you're left with like a hot body, like a hot body and a hot face. What you gonna do with that besides just sex, right? So if you're looking for a relationship, I feel like he was able to look past that. And maybe she'll grow, like, well, I mean, she did grow on him, right? So, and maybe words of affirmation are not his love language. Was that his, what was his love language? I can't remember, but like, it's not his primary love language.
Yeah, for me, like if somebody was complimenting me all the time, I personally don't gravitate towards that. I just feel like, what are you trying to get from me? Like, what do I do? Like, I personally would be like, not, and yeah, I don't really like that. Words of affirmation is like very low on my love language. I think I had like 5% or something super low. I'm more of like gifts and what's it called? What's the other one? When people do
Quality
nice
time?
things for you, acts of service. Like those are my two. Like I know that you love me when you do these things. Like and it makes me feel great. But if someone always was complimenting me, I'd just be like, I'd feel like something was fishy. So I totally think that it could be love language, and but it could also be a little bit of not being as attracted to her sexually right off the bat as he was with Trina, who does exude a little bit more sexual energy, I'd say.
Yeah, and sometimes, like people have like both sides. Like, I could exude sexual, like intense, passionate sexual energy when I do myself up at night, and during the day I'm just like, easygoing, more grounded, right? So we saw that she can have like I feel like Cash has both sides, right? So yeah.
Sam says, I think he is probably picking Cash more so on personality, which is fine, but it also might be problematic in the future if he'll stay with her or jump ship when a new bombshell comes in. Well, the thing is with Cinco, I don't know if he's everybody's type as well. You know what I mean? So I don't know if he's going to be doing. Like, I think that there's like Will is more of like everybody's type, and even Jeremy is more everybody's type, and Josh a little bit. I think Cinco's a little bit more specific. He's very handsome and he does exude sex appeal, but I don't know if every bombshell that comes in is going to be interested in him to like want to break up that couple, you know?
True. Very true.
Wouldn't he be looking for both looks and personalities though?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Everybody's looking. I mean, who doesn't want look and personality? I want look and personality.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think he was just surprised. I think he was automatically thinking that he was going to choose Trina and then was surprised by the connection that they had with personality so far. So we'll see how things move forward because, Cash, spoiler alert, Cash does get picked by Cinco in the end. And that is going to make her feel probably desired, wanted, sexy. So they might move into that. It might be just reverse engineered. It might not be like, oh, I'm into you now, and like now I'm learning about your personality, and I really like you. It could be the opposite.
Yeah.
I like how easy Cash and Cinco's combos were. Me too, Ms. Love. I would feel annoyed if a guy only complimented my personality. Everyone wants to be desired physically. See, I would rather someone like show, like I could tell when people are into me. I don't know. I don't need someone to say it. I can feel it personally.
I mean, I feel like I'm not normally with guys that are like that shower me with compliments all the time. I'm not even used to that. Like I just like it's not necessarily a thing. And every once in a while, there's gonna be a guy that stands out. He's always, oh, you look so beautiful. Oh my gosh, yes. Oh, I love this. Or like, and it's just especially here in Toronto. I mean, I don't know. I don't know about you guys, but like there's sometimes they're hard to come by. So I feel it depends on the individual. Like some people love compliment all day, every day, and I feel probably in the United States of America. They're you know how Americans are. They're always like, oh baby this, oh blah, 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 oh mama, what's up? Oh how you look so fine or whatever. But like, I feel like he was not necessarily like bonding at that level. I feel like it's gonna come later. I'm not like I'm sure, you know.
Yeah, I think he's willing to take the risk here.
Yeah.
To see whether or not something is there. Hi, Marie. You found the channel through Rob as a Podcast. Just subscribe. Thank you. Thank you so much. I love Rob as a Podcast. I will be back on for next Wednesday morning for the live feed updates with Taryn. And every few Mondays, I'll be on the Slop if you're a patron with Rob as a Podcast. So thank you for joining us, Marie. We're talking about Love Island, Season 3 of the USA, Episode 2, if you want to join in on the conversation. We're just talking right now about whether or not we think that Cash is going to, is actually sexually attracted to Cash. Right, sorry, so Cinco and Cash are like if they have like a sexual attraction, or if it's just a personality bond that they have within their relationship, and is there room for it to become a little bit more chemistry, more sexual, more vibing in that way. Okay, so Jacob one says, in a way, this chances a lot because Christian is in danger, which I thought him and Cash was going to be a friendship couple, leaving Jeremy and Corey single. I just don't think, I think Jeremy's staying. I think Corey and Christian are, I don't think that anyone's going to be recoupling. Sorry, Corey, but too many tattoos. It's red flag. And Christian, you're sweet, but I don't really know if your type is in the villa right now.
I don't honestly, unless they bring someone, I feel like he needs someone quirky and just kind of like different. He's very unique. I feel like he's just like, I don't know. He's like a piece of the puzzle that's like different, like the piece that you add at the very last, right? So I don't, yeah, like you're saying, I don't see anybody in the villa for him. And he's very like, he stands out from the rest of the guys. Like, he's just not, it's just like a different type. So I would say, like, out of everyone, all of the guys, I would fear more for Christian, like, to not stay, or I don't know, unless they bring a girl with like, you know, like an edgy girl with tattoos or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I just don't feel. I don't see his fit.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. We were saying yesterday, like, oh, like a surfer girl that like is just super chill. She's just the coolest chick, like,
Yeah,
you know, really relaxed. Like, you know, that's what I picture for him. Absolutely. I mean, yes, you can tell when men are into you, but from these, Love Island shows, we can see a lot from women. A lot of women can't tell or miss markers of when they're doing things that make men's attraction wane. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I do think that we're a lot older, both of us, than these people on this show. So we've definitely had a lot more experience, and they are creating a TV show. So not seeing these red flags and these signs and stuff like that, and like you're getting into a relationship with people that they probably shouldn't, like that is part of making this show interesting. So they might not be acting to their best interests as they would outside of the villa. So yeah, I totally agree with you there.
I feel like also like they're producers that create those narratives, and like I feel like they picked and handful, like they selected people that are pretty much not necessarily the best at seeing green flags and red flags. Like that's why they're here. That they make for good like drama, they make for good TV. So I feel like these people have been like selected that way so that we know that they're not like, if we saw a woman that's just like super stable, emotionally
ready for love,
emotionally intelligent in that kind of show, like we would be like, whoa, like we would not be interested in the same narratives that we are right now, because we're like, oh my gosh, she didn't see that he was a bad boy, he's gonna play her, he's gonna go see this, like, yeah.
Yeah, you're definitely getting people that don't see relationships very, very maturely, we'll say. Wouldn't you love to see a show though where like kind of like, do you watch Are You the One at all or no?
Sorry,
Are You the One? Is another one.
I've watched it before, yeah.
So, well, with that, they're like supposed to be like matching people with like, they have experts that put people together that they should be connecting. Like sometimes I wish that maybe not this show, but a show like this, where they actually get people who they really think are compatible and would match on several different levels, who are looking for a real relationship, that are not just looking for love. I would be interested in seeing people get have real connections. So that would be, maybe we should create that, Dee.
That's Married at First Sight.
Yeah, but you're not making them get married.
But like you're like, okay, like let's just take a couple of steps back, like not necessarily married, but like more like, like a relationship, like having all those experts like assess you, your personality, your type, whatever. What are you're most likely to go for, what you want versus what you need, and have all those dating coaches accessible to you, and then they match you, and then well, that was kind of a little bit like Love is Blind. Well, I mean, there's so many variations, but I feel like I would love to see a show where the people are actually ready. They're not like, oh my gosh, I'm in my 20s, I'm living my best life, and I just want to have fun. Like, I feel like it'd be nice for a change. Like, I don't know, like if it'd be like people that are like over the age of 35, but that's because, I mean, I'm biased. I'm from a different demographic, but like, yeah, those are the kind of shows that you create with 20-year-olds that are really fun, like Love Island.
That would get themselves into a mess, and that like we'd see these red flags from a mile away, and we'd be like,
Yeah.
we know who's into me. I wouldn't be hanging out with you if you're pretending to be into me and I don't believe you. Like, it wouldn't happen. They wouldn't get me. So yeah, you're totally right though. We do need, RC is agreeing with you here. That is a good point. Yeah, we wouldn't get duped. Only these youngins. So I think the viewers are going based on what they're seeing and patterns, and thus far, based on what Cinco has said, his attraction for Cash is likely going to be a build. Yeah, and I'm here to watch it build.
It happens sometimes. I mean, I feel like men. Oh, he said we need a
Love is Blind. Love is Blind. Love Island. Wait, would it be Blind Love Island crossover? Blind Love Island for Too Hot to Handle, 35 plus.
Yeah, like, I mean, just a mix of all of that. But like, I feel like people are getting super creative nowadays, and they're like, let's create another show. And they're always trying to come up with like the newest reality show for people.
Have you seen the newest one?
Which one?
You must have seen the preview for it. Sexy Beast?
No.
It's on Netflix, or will be on Netflix, and it's basically people dating in like full on, like there's like a devil mask and like a pig mask or like a horse's face, like, and it's full on like prosthetic makeup where you can't not see what the person looks like at all. So they've been dating people that they've never seen, but they're just like look like they're beasts. And so, like, you can see, like, some of the voiceover in the preview. They're like, oh, I'm kissing this person. I don't even know what they look like. And, like, so they just see, like, these two, like, awkward beasts kissing.
And then, prosthetic? Like, ugh.
Yeah. And so they're going on dates. You see, like, these, like, people dressed in costume going on, like, Ferris wheels. And, like, it's just so ridiculous. And then at the end, they meet the person that they've been dating.
It's a little over the top. Is that an American show, or is that from the UK?
Like, Netflix. I think it's American.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I don't know. I think it's so that's so weird.
I think that they're just going off of the fact that Love is Blind was so successful and Too Hot to Handle is so successful. So they're just like, what else can we do? It's basically like The Masked Singer.
Yeah.
But like dating show.
You could come up with something better than just the prosthetic. Like, the prosthetic, it's the prosthetics for me. Like, come on. Like,
it is UK? Okay, it's even better if it's UK because I still have accents.
Like, I feel like America would have, like, it's a little bit left field for it to be an American show. I knew it had to be from the UK.
Speaking of UK shows, have you ever watched what is it called? Dating Attractions or Dating? This is the one where like basically you don't see anybody's face, you only see their like genitals, and you decide if you want to date them.
What?
Dating Attractions.
One more time. Say that one more time.
I can't remember what it's called. Somebody in the UK, Netha, can you tell me what this show is called? Where
Genitals?
You
Is that
only
what?
look at their private, like they're naked and like their private parts and like decide if you want to like date them. It's called something attraction. Naked attraction? Naked attraction, I think it's called. Anyways, you're gasping. It's like several seasons. Several
Several
seasons.
seasons. Oh my god! Whoa! Like that is definitely a show I would not sign up for.
Yeah, I think it's called Naked Attraction.
Like
But they
the
don't show
show.
them. I don't think they show the face. They just show the bodies.
Okay, I thought, but wait though, because I thought you said pictures of your genitals. I thought that
Yeah,
was
well, they close. Like, I haven't watched it personally, but people have been told me about it, so I could be completely wrong with how it's set up. But like, they're like they don't show like this body down, but then they can
okay.
zoom in and see
It's
them
the
there.
whole body. It's not just the privates. It's the whole body. It's the whole
I
body.
haven't seen it. I don't know. Netha, help us out here. Where am I in this episode, though? Let's get back to like, back to safety. Back to safety over here with Love Island. Super tame
Okay.
comparatively. Will does pull Corey over for a little bit of a chat, and Corey gives Will props for the fact that like he was mad enough to like go and say like, "Hey, I'm about to steal your girl." Corey though, like, come on, if you want to keep this woman, like, do something. Like, he just isn't it. I'm sorry, Corey. I'm sure you're a lovely person, but like, you're not showing me that I would want to be with you more than this guy Will that's willing to go and like, hey man, like talk to Corey and say like, I'm going to steal your girl. So Corey, I think he's not long for this world. Are you attracted to Corey?
He has a lot of tattoos. I mean, uh, and I would kind of be like just like the other girls. Like he seems like a guy that's gonna break my heart, and I would wonder why are you covering yourself up with so many tattoos like that? Like I literally have zero tattoos.
I have
So
zero tattoos too.
so we would have that in common. But I mean, I, however, would feel like I feel like I don't, I don't hate him for just being like, yeah, yeah, still my girl or whatever, right? Because I feel like you can't like the heart knows what the heart wants. If at the end of the day, if a guy doesn't pick me, if he wants to go for this other girl, like go. Like I don't want to be here, like, like
Stopping you. And he does say that. He says that he doesn't want to get in the way of Kira and Will. So the heart wants what the heart wants. You're totally right about that. And he's not willing to, I guess they haven't had a strong enough bond to put dibs on her. Like,
because would you fight? Like, what are you fighting for? There's nothing. Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's more like it'd be different if they had been in a relationship for a certain amount of time, and then he had real feelings. He'd be like, "Oh my gosh, I'm in love with this girl. Don't go with this guy." Like, it'd be different. But at this point, it's pretty like we just met. We literally just met a day before.
So Will also talks to Josh a little bit, just about, he does have something going on with Shannon. Even though we know he's going to pick Kira, I think he's just kind of like, well, Shannon also kissed me, so I might as well make it look like there's some choices that are being made here. But Josh is pretty clear that he wants to be pursuing Shannon. And so I don't know if this really pushed Will away, but he was staking his claim with Shannon 100%. But I think that he was trying to be kind of coy about it. He was like, well, if you choose Shannon, if you choose Kira, Shannon will still be in the villa. So like, it's not like you're going to lose the opportunity to get to know her better. And I think that was a pretty smart strategy, being like, Shannon's not going anywhere if you don't choose her. You get to the best of both worlds here. And so I thought it was smart, but I know he was just doing it because he did not want him choosing Shannon.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, and she keeps saying, I want to keep my options open, whatever. But like, I feel like she was just doing that just to, I know that there's something with Josh that she's just like, she's not really into. Like, it's just like, she needs someone that's gonna, like,
Constant validation.
And she said like she's dominant. Like, she needs someone that's gonna come and sit her down. And she needs someone that's gonna entertain her. Like, I feel like, yeah, like someone said earlier, like Josh, she's gonna get bored with Josh. Like, she needs someone that can keep up with her. Because she's always like used to being on top. I'm dominant. I'm going for it. I'm going for this. She's gonna need like a super alpha. Like, Josh is not like super alpha. Like, she's gonna need like a super alpha.
She's gonna need a guy that gets any girl that they actually want. Like like celebrity status, like, you know what I mean? Just somebody that's just like, there's nobody, they can do whatever they want, you know?
Well,
Celebrity
yeah,
status, man.
she's gonna need someone who was a player before and who just like who understands like the game, who's gonna be like, okay, cool. And who's gonna be able to keep up with that? Like where she's like, I don't want to put all my eggs in the same basket because she's just like, I feel like
And
she
she
just
also doesn't find, she's like, oh, like, where's the chase? Like, you know,
yeah.
there's no, it's just so locked in. She's super bored, absolutely. But she
She
might end up playing the game.
she needs someone that's gonna give her a run for her money. She would love that. Like a man that's gonna come and she's gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, I like him," and then he's gonna be bad, like he's gonna treat her badly or something, and she's gonna be, "Oh my god," or she's gonna go and flirt with other girls, and she's gonna be like, oh, "But I want him," like you know, like it's like something kind of like twisted and almost borderline toxic like that. But I feel like she would love that shit.
Yeah, I think that would keep her entertained for sure. Shannon does like to cause a little bit of drama though, because she tells Josh that Will said that he was afraid to talk to her because of him. And I'm just like, she's totally just trying to manipulate the situation just to make it all about her. And I'm here for it. I think she's a good person to have in this villa, because she is willing to be so out there with like, like her just being not in it for a girlfriend, a boyfriend. Like she just wants to be there for the Instagram followers and maybe to win the show. She definitely is. Shannon.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Definitely not necessarily there to find her partner, because Olivia talks about like how she wants to find her partner, but Shannon isn't really there for that, I don't think. So Kira doesn't want Will to choose Shannon, of course. And Cinco was talking to Cash again, and he gets a little bit tongue-tied when he's talking to her. And so that's, I think, is a good sign that he could be more interested than we're giving him credit for. She does say that she loves Christian, Cash, this is, but she does want Cinco to choose her, even though it would leave Christian at risk.
Mm-hmm.
So... Wait, what am I writing here? Something genuine for curiosity about Kira versus Shannon. I don't know what I wrote there. Cinco and Will, though, I really love how Cinco and Will have a pretty good friendship. I think they get along pretty well. It could be because they came in at the same time, so they're kind of like in the same journey. But I really, really like their friendship together. So I don't know who got the text, but I got a text. Hashtag no more love code. So follow my heart. And so that basically right now what's going to be happening is they're going to be going and doing a little bit of a ceremony here. And they always start with like, I want to couple up with this boy, or I want to couple up with this girl, is usually how it goes down. So it's the girls. So Kira says, I want to follow my heart. Wait, how did this go? Hold on. I'm just messing this up. I'm mixing up my two shows. So this one was just those two guys were choosing, correct? Yes.
Yeah.
So Will says that he wants to follow his heart. He chooses Kira, and they kiss. Ooh. She walks up to him, and like they had a little bit of smoochy. And then Cinco is saying, this person, I want to couple up with this girl because she makes me smile and laugh. And he chooses Cachet. So they have a little bit of a hug, and they go sit down. So Christian then gets a text, and also, who else gets a text? I guess Corey also probably got a text. But they're going to be a recoupling at the end of the week, and Christian and Corey will be at risk of being dumped from the villa.
Yeah, no, pretty much. Yeah, it leaves them at risk.
Exactly.
I feel like even if she says if Shannon said she don't like clingy people, how would she handle a girl coming in that only has eyes for Josh?
She wouldn't. I said that would be the best thing that could happen to Josh if he wants Shannon, is for a girl to come in and him pay some attention to her. That would be the best thing for him to do for his relationship.
Yeah, to salvage his relationship. Like, do you think that during the week they're gonna bring new girls? Like,
yeah, they'll probably bring in. So so there's two guys that are at risk. They'll probably bring in two girls, and then maybe a guy and a girl will go home, or they'll bring in one girl and the one girl will choose between the two guys, or it will be a complete reshuffling and one guy goes home. But yeah, they'll definitely bring in at least one girl before the recoupling.
Okay, that's good.
That's my guess.
Yeah, no, it would be good to give like the guy some option. He feels badly for Corey.
Louis, hi Louis. I know, he seems like a good dude, but those so many tattoos is a red flag. Red flag. Like it's just too much. We talked about it yesterday that it must be a cover for some really deep pain from his childhood. Like that's what it seems like. Something he should have gotten therapy for. He's resolving it in his tattoos. You know?
Yeah. I mean,
that's what it seems like to me. That's what my first instinct is. If it's not true, then those tattoos aren't doing him any justice, because that's my automatic assumption, is that he has some deep rooted issues.
But he also said that, I think he said something in the beginning, like people, like he's often like misunderstood because he's a really good guy. Like
it's those tattoos, man.
It just, like people think he's a certain type of person.
Absolutely, because of those tattoos.
Those assumptions as well. Like I would be like, okay.
Well, it's kind of like people are saying, like, don't judge a book by its cover. Absolutely, give people a chance. But those are just it's so in your face. Like, he's covered head to toe.
I'm really interested to know what his story is and to read about it. Like, look him up and do a little bit of research to see, like,
go deep dive.
Yeah, do creep on him, whatever. Like, do a little bit of a research of like who this individual really is, like outside of this realm, because I feel like that's probably interesting. He probably has like a very interesting life story. That's the person that I would want to meet.
Okay, Jake says, didn't she have to kind of fight him in a way? Like Josh, you mean? Are you talking about Shannon with Josh?
To fight if a new girl, like I think he's referring to the fact that if a new girl comes in, she's gonna feel some kind of way, because then everybody else is gonna be coupled up and she won't. And she's the type of girl that I always want to know I'm number one, even though I'm not gonna pick you. Like she would feel some kind of way. 1000%.
Jacon says, at this moment, I think it's a solid casting. They all seem to be looking for a connection. For example, last season, everyone was saying Trey was playing a game in the first 2 episodes. That's true. That's really true. Nobody's really had that label painted on them. But we haven't seen any women bombshells come in. Because remember last season, women came in, I think, first, and then the 2 guys came in. And they asked a couple girls on a date. So I think that's why Trey was able to be have his head turned, because the 2 well, first it was Johnny that came in as the Cinco and the Will thing, and then 2 women, Kirsten came in. Anyways, so it's a little bit different how they configured it. So I'm wondering if somebody will come to the surface as a player when 2 women come in. We'll see some people's true colors and how serious they are about their couplings and relationships when they have somebody for temptation. But I'm really happy with the season so far. I think they did a good casting. I like that everybody's a little bit older, because they usually do 21. The guys are usually 21, 22, and then the girls are 26 to 29, which is really rude, I think. And so this year it's a little more even.
Yeah, there's I think Olivia's 28, so I mean that's good. There's another guy that's 28.
Yeah, Giovanni. And then, but the youngest is 23, which I think is Kira, which is good. If the girl's younger, that's fine. The guys being younger is just not going to work, guys. It's just not going to work. Yeah. Not on this show. Maybe in real life, but not on this show.
I mean, yeah, you need men of substance. You need a certain level of maturity. I mean, come on, a 22-year-old man, a 21-year-old man, what are you going to do with that? What are you going to do? no offense, but like you're so young. Like what makes
Yeah,
you
it's your
think
whole life to live. You don't need to get into a relationship, but they want to win the money.
they want to win the money, but like what as especially right now with all like the social media and everything, like when you think you have so many different options, like what makes you think that you're ready to or that you even want to settle down at 20, 21 year old? I don't
I
know.
think the idea of getting 500,000 Instagram followers and endorsement deals. I think it's like, yeah, I could get into a relationship for that. So.
I could be in I guess, you know, in a 21-year-old mind, you could be like, yeah, I could be in a relationship for 6 weeks. Of course. Yeah.
Well, this has been fun, Dee. Thank you so much for coming on here. Do you have anything else that you want to talk about for the episode or like for what you think about this season? Are you going to continue watching? Will I be able to solicit you to come and do another recap? Tell me what's the tea.
Oh, I think I'm gonna keep like I think I'm gonna keep on watching because now I'm like I'm curious. I think I'm not as into it as I was for like let's say for Too Hot to Handle or Love Is Blind because these shows were new, like they were brand new, or I didn't know anything about that. But I feel like now I'm curious. It was almost like Are You the One? Like the first few seasons I was just like so into it, and then after a while I was just like, well, it's just Are You the One? I mean, you know, I'm not that into it. But like now I'm kind of like, and also because it's my first time watching Love Island, so I don't really know how it works. So I'm actually interested. So I'm gonna follow it in real time and like see what really happens and what you know like what this show is really about and how the audience is mixed into it to like vote people off the island and stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm interested in knowing exactly what this show's about. And they always come up with new shows, and I'm actually like I'm interested of like I'm always like fascinated by like I'm always thinking, oh, producer must have said that. Oh my gosh, this must be a scenario. There has to be a scenario. Like I'm always thinking beyond that. So I'm actually you know, interested in knowing more
Oh yeah,
about it.
like usually later on the season they have lie detector tests. Like it's just gets messy.
Oh my God. That's
Very, very messy. What time are you going to be on tomorrow? I've been doing my best to go live for Love Island recaps at 3 p.m. Eastern. So that's where I will do my best to come on again. Well, thanks everybody in the chat room. Jaquan, Louie, RC, Sam, Marie, thanks for being here for the first time. Yay! Ms. Love. Anybody else I might have forgotten? I'm sorry, but we do appreciate Netha. Thank you, Big Reg. Naomi's Camp. Definitely, we love chatting with you guys about Love Island. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. Dee, do you have any socials that you want people to subscribe to or follow you? Do you have anything interesting going on in the next little while that you might want people to, you know, support?
Follow me on Instagram, guys, at DB Browns. DB Browns. That's me, Dominique Browns. I always have like fun stories and stuff to talk about. But yeah, that's pretty much what I have. Like I can't think of anything right now. But yeah, again,
No problem. I put all your socials in the description box below, so please do us a favor and follow Miss D, and we will see you tomorrow. And maybe I can solicit her to come join me again. Yay!